So what is up, guys? Back again with Late Night Shots, episode 28. And a huge transfer happened this week. We got Sebastian Rivera, formerly at Northwestern, transferred to Rutgers. So that's pretty much what we're going to be talking about today. And yeah, you can
Wow,
go first,
wow,
really.
absolutely wild.
I got something to say, but
A guy like Sebastian Rivera, who we've seen dominate in seasons past. He had a rough NCAA tournament, the last NCAAs. Taking the tough loss to Mueller, but big up to Mueller. It was definitely earned. Uh, but I mean, definitely Rivera was the man to beat this year. He was somebody who everybody kind of knew was in the race to win. And I 100% think, he knocked off Gross, he knocked off RBY, knocked off DeSanto. There's your big three right there. He kind of solidified himself as the top dog. And, it sucks, he doesn't get to get that NCAA title, but I know he wanted to go back home to Jersey. You kind of saw it a little bit in the Big Ten tournament. He was so happy to, get that title in New Jersey, that big win, in feeling like home. And I guess he had the opportunity arose for him to go back home the rest of the senior season and win a national title for Rutgers. Like you saw that guys like Siriano, Ashnault, they get those big wins like that, and who knows, we could see him and Siriano end up being a 1-2 punch for those lighter weights for Rutgers if we see Siriano come back, which a lot of people say is probably not going to happen.
yeah, 100%. So a thing I want to touch on, I'm from New Jersey, so I've obviously seen Sebastian Rivera wrestle in high school. He wrestled for Christian Brothers Academy, CBA. An interesting thing about that is Anthony Ashnault coaches there a little bit now, so that's a big thing. I had a quad meet. I think probably a little earlier into the season. We wrestled CBA and a couple of other teams. And then Anthony Ashnault was there. It's like right after he followed my page, so it was kind of cool because he knew who I was too. So it was interesting to talk to him. But we'll run back to Sebastian Rivera. I think the year people really know is the senior season. So comes into the state final as I believe he's from the bottom half of the bracket, either 2 or the 3 seed. Pat Glory's waiting for him. Pat Glory made the finals the year before, lost to Gerard Angelo. He's coming his sophomore year. He's a clear favorite to win. They go into the third period, and Glory's up 4-0. Sebastian starts it off by getting an escape, gets a takedown. Glory gets out, gets another takedown. And then maybe in like the last 10, 15 seconds, Glory tries like a Granby, some sort of that. And then Rivera pretty much flattens him to his back and pins him with 0 seconds left, It's one of the crazier matches. So a lot of people were talking at NCAAs when after Sebastian Rivera lost to Jack Mueller, he has to win that one wrestle back. And who did it be? Pat Glory, right? Of course. And it's like, why is he flexing after being a freshman? Like, they have history with each other, That's a big matchup right there. It's
And I feel
a
like
big rivalry matchup. The matchup will always be close,
yeah.
no matter what. So
You see that a couple times where you see guys like that like wrestled in high school, and then you see them do something like that, like a flex or like something to just like a stand over and kind of look down at them. Like
yeah,
a lot of people don't really know the history of people, how they battled before college.
yeah, 100%. That's a
That's
big
why
part.
I always say I kind of think it's crazy that you see a guy like Spencer Lee and Austin DeSanto be able to be in a room with each other every day. Like I feel like if I was in that situation where it's my senior year going for my fourth consecutive state title and I get beat, I feel like I'd be kind of mad, be like, whoa, like why is this this guy beat me?
Yeah. I've talked to Spencer Lee about that a couple of times. He doesn't hold too much of a grudge at it anymore.
Yeah.
He told me he's never looked at his state final match ever. So it's kind of interesting to hear that. But yeah. So another big thing about Sebastian Rivera is thing I've noticed with him is he made that jump to 133. He's not a super big dude, honestly. Cuts a lot of weight though, which is a thing people have taken into account. And then every time he's gotten heavier, he's looked better, which
Yeah,
is
I feel like that's why that rumor went around. If anybody saw the Flow interview, they just released the snippet of this where he called himself Thick Bass, and everyone thought he was gonna. The reason he was transferring because he wouldn't be able to beat Deacon at 157, but he fully is aware and fully made it public announcement that he will wrestle 141. He does look big though. He looks like he could easily wrestle 57.
Yeah, of course. I think the whole Flow Radio Live thing's on YouTube as they normally are. So that's going to be a big thing to look out for. So the thing I'm most interested in seeing is he already confirmed that he's going to be wrestling 141, right? And
Yeah,
then the guys there, you got pretty much three guys there potentially. You have Jaden Arman from Iowa now.
yeah.
You're going to have Nick Lee from Penn State and Yanni Diakomahalis from Cornell. Yanni's going to be the favorite, of course. And then Ironman and Nick Lee are about even. People really don't know where Sebastian Rivera is about to stack up. He's generally a guy who's more underrated, per se, coming into the
I
season.
think honestly, this is gonna be kind of like a Derek White, Cassar Gable situation, where you can see some of these guys trade matches, or this guy lost to this guy, but this guy beat this guy, so this guy's ahead because of that. And I feel like it's not really going to be set in stone who the leader of the pack is till later on in the season.
Yeah, I could see that happening, being completely honest. But
Because, I mean, you saw a guy like Nick Lee have a season, a great season, but then you have to think about it. There was no Ironman and no Yanni.
yeah,
And then you think about we got Rivera wrestling up another weight class, and he's gonna have to wrestle these guys like Nick Lee and Yanni and Ironman now. Who, I mean, you can't really say where it's gonna go. You can't predict it without seeing these guys, have a battle with each other once or twice.
yeah, 100%. But again, what's really been proven at this weight class would be that Yanni has to be, the top dog right now.
Of course, yeah, you
And
can't.
he's proven to be consistent. Like, some guys have close matches with him, like Joey McKenna, Dom Demas even.
Yeah,
But he's always there. He's going to get the takedown. Even though he make a takedown, he's a guy who knows how to keep calm in those situations. Just get back to his game and stay consistent. While
yeah,
other guys you've seen like Nick Lee, when a guy starts to score on them like Luke Fletcher does, it just starts going downhill from there. And maybe even a little bit in a guy like Jaden Ironman, though it's not too bad. Ironman's a veteran; he knows what he's doing. So I think the biggest match, if Sebastian Rivera can knock off either Jaden Ironman
yeah.
or Nick Lee, who he's going to wrestle both of them, obviously. I think those are going to be the matches to tell if he can really compete at this weight class.
Definitely. And a school like Rutgers, he's back home, which you can only say he's going to be more comfortable. He's going to be better mentally, 100%. You can't take that away and say well, he's not going to be as good not wrestling at Northwestern. If anything, you're going to see him have a jump because he's at home. He's comfortable. He's back where he wanted to be. He's back in that environment with his family. His friends are going to be around him. He's only going to have a better environment to get better instead of, being out at Northwestern where, he really doesn't have his family or his friends that he's had for, so long. So you could definitely see, you could see a big jump. You could see him knock off Yanni, or you could see him knock off Ironman or something like that.
So the biggest thing is, of course, he went to Christian Brothers Academy, where Anthony Ashnall is kind of like he's there around a lot. I'm not sure if he's a real coach yet,
Yeah.
but he's going to be around that area. So him and Ashnall are going to get a lot of one-on-one practices in. Practicing with a lot. CBA has a bunch of talented kids at those lighter weights, so he's going to be practicing with a lot of kids. So you just move your hand away from the camera, dude. She can't. A big thing. Oh my god. And then you have a guy like Sammy Alvarez, who he's going to be practicing with. He's going to have a guy like Sammy Alvarez, who's another state champion, Robert Howard in the state finals in overtime. And another thing about Rutgers is 90% of these New Jersey kids are committing to either Rutgers, Penn, or Princeton, honestly, at this point.
I saw a lot of guys going to Penn. I was shocked about that. A lot of Jersey boys going to
Penn. A lot
Penn.
of younger guys, though, which is going to be very interesting seeing in years to come.
Mm-hmm.
So, they have the upper weights. Rutgers may make a surge, you don't really know. But the lower weights, if Soriano does come back, I'm pretty sure it's going to be at 125. You're going to have Soriano 125, Alvarez at 133, and then Sebastian Rivera at 141. And looking at Iowa, Spencer Lee at 133, Austin DeSanto, Spencer Lee at 125, Austin DeSanto at 133, and then Jaden Nyman at 141.
Yeah, I mean,
and then bumping Max Muir to 149 right there.
Yeah, that's
another thing you could see if these three teams match up, which could render the fact that Iowa might not be invincible in that sense.
Yeah, but I feel like Iowa's got those guys right there. That big four lineup right there, where it's just going to be hammers.
Yeah.
That's just hammers right
But
there.
what I'm saying is Soriano is capable of being anybody in the country at any point. Just because essentially doesn't
100%.
count him out right there.
Yeah.
Sebastian Rivera, I think, straight up more talented than Austin DeSanto, better than Austin.
Oh, yeah.
In any form.
Yeah,
possible.
100%.
No, Sebastian Rivera and Jaden Narman. I think Sebastian Rivera has the edge on him to an extent, but that match is a toss-up, right? But if you throw Sammy Alvarez at 133 against Austin DeSanto, Alvarez is way too talented of a wrestler to lose Austin DeSanto,
100%.
Because Austin DeSanto has a wrestling style of Robert Howard, and we saw how that match went. That match 50-50. They split matches throughout the season. Alvarez won the state finals. However, I think Howard is a lot more talented than Santo, if I'm being honest right there.
I mean, yeah.
That's
knows?
another big thing you could see.
Yeah. We're going to see Howard at 125, so who knows how that could happen.
I think he's gonna. I think he's like the number one. He's the best guy in the country at 126. Nobody's really gonna argue that. He's not ranked number one. Had a couple losses to other nationally ranked kids while he was injured. So, came back to win the state title, pick up a second, 4-time finalist. I don't think anybody in the country is gonna argue that he's the best kid there. But I do think he takes the redshirt year to heal up his shoulder and everything a little bit.
Yeah, but I mean, who else really do you think they're going to throw out there at 125?
They can keep Brandon Meredith there, my guy.
Yeah.
Penn State's not struggling for recruits.
No.
I doubt they're going to pull Howard's redshirt, though. We could see Howard at Midlands, though.
I agree with that.
No, Penn State's not. Southern Scuffle, my bad.
Scuffle, yeah.
That could be very interesting. If he does, I don't think Southern Scuffle really has any good teams, but if he does beat some quality competition, you may be seeing his redshirt get pulled. I think Howard's a big boomer bust guy. Again, I've said it. If he beats Spencer Lee, it's possible. Just saying that. Get back to Rutgers a little bit. They got some fantastic recruits coming in at the upper weights. You have Connor O'Neill, state champ, John Poznansky, top 3 guy in the country, teched and pinned everybody throughout the whole season. He's going to be a bright spot if he does start. Then you have a lot of guys going to Princeton. So I think it's going to be pretty interesting to see how this whole Rivera thing works out. I just made a statement on my page that Sebastian Rivera will beat Yanni Diakomahalis in the national finals next year. I already got 30 replies to that, So it's going to be interesting at the least to see how it turns out.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it could happen, or we could see him get third, or see him take another tough loss, and you could see him lower and lower. But I think you got to see Yanni in the top.
Yeah, but what I am going to say is he's been, freshman year, he wasn't even in the talk for, an All-American, to be completely honest.
Mm-hmm.
His sophomore year, knocks off Spencer Lee. His junior year, beats Seth Gross, beats Roman Bravo Young. Hands down the top guy his junior year.
100%.
The senior year, I think this is the year that he finally has the opportunity to put together. He could have put together last year, but I think he makes it.
Definitely.
At 141, he's not cutting too much weight, maybe 20 pounds coming into the season. That's really it.
Yeah.
I think that's the weight where he's gonna feel the best, look the best. Doesn't have to deal with the whole logjam situation at 133 with RBY, Miocic, everybody else.
And that's not that's not taking away from him saying that he couldn't deal.
Yeah.
That's not taking away from him saying that he wouldn't be able to compete with those top tier guys, because he definitely could.
I just think there's a better opportunity at 141, and he's gonna feel better at the weight senior season. Have fun, He gets to wrestle for Rutgers. In the rack. It's New Jersey wrestling is just different.
Something that I think he really.
Yeah.
I think
the environment in Jersey is honestly better. Just the most Penn State, they got the atmosphere. At Rutgers it just feels like home. I've watched a couple of matches, it's just different. And why not compete your last season? Maybe ever, you don't know if he's going to wrestle nationally or anything. Why not do that in front of your home crowd, having your family be there every match. It's gonna be dope, you know. Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, you see a guy like that. You see a guy like Rivera who, he dominated this season. Absolutely dominated. You saw him beat Gross, and that kind of solidified him as, hey, he's back. After a couple of rough. Was he injured?
Who?
Rivera.
No, I don't think so. I know at Midlands he got caught with that latch up like about 40 seconds left. He was up though before that, so
Mm-hmm.
I think he beats DeSanto though, hands down. I don't think that's a question that could have really been asked.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, 100%. I think I'm gonna say it right now. My final pick. I'm gonna have Sebastian Rivera beating whoever in the national finals. I think he puts it together this year at 141.
I am going to disagree with you.
All right. Go for it.
I think he gets third.
You gotta elaborate on that.
I think Yanni's just somebody I feel like he's. I see Yanni and Lee in the finals. I think that's fair. I mean, Ironman could come out and shock some people depending on which side of the bracket. Either of those guys, Rivera or
Ironman's the only guy who's proved he can beat Yanni. So
yeah. I mean, it very well could be Rivera versus Ironman. It could be Lee versus Ironman. It could be, whichever way the seedings fall by then. However that goes, the rankings and everything, because obviously they're going to change once people start winning. So I think Rivera's going to take third. I think it's going to be a close loss. He's not going to get beat by anybody bad. It's going to be a point, if that. I don't think he gets pinned unless he gets caught.
Yeah.
I see him by a point in the semis, and he battles. He battles. Obviously, get third. He's gonna be in Jersey. That's where he wanted to end his career at. That's where it's gonna happen.
Yeah. So
that's my pick there.
Yeah. So you've heard our final picks. Yeah. So I think that's pretty much it for now. It's been in Late Night Shots episode 28, talking about the Sebastian Rivera transfer. Tomorrow we will be having on 2 special guests, both Division I commits. So it's something you're going to want to look forward to. And, we're going to start cranking these out daily again. We got
back on the grind.
College process.
Yep.
And, we will see you guys tomorrow.